Assalamu alaikum students, welcome to your first lecture. We are studying chapter number 10 now. We are done with chapter 8 and chapter 9. We are on to chapter number 10. It's called Thermal Transfer of Thermal Energy. Okay, so what is thermal energy? Basically, heat energy. How heat energy is being transferred. That's what we're going to study. There are a total of three types of thermal energy transmission. Okay, so three methods of transfer. Number one is conduction. Number two is convection. Let me check the spellings. Yes, and number three is radiation. So students, conduction basically deals with whenever a particle has very closely placed molecules. For example, in solids, हम ये सब पढ़ चुके हैं, solids, liquid and gases. तो solids के अंदर conduction particle to particle होती है. So let's say if we make these molecules that are tightly packed together, so if this molecule starts vibrating, it has energy, its kinetic energy increases. Now if this molecule start vibrating, it will vibrate the other molecule and the other molecule, and so all the molecules will start vibrating. All right, so this is conduction. Convection is convection we see in the form of convectional currents. What are those? We'll study in detail later on. Uh, what are convectional current? We'll study, and what is radiation? We'll study that as well. So, firstly, let's start off by writing down. Let's use another pen. Let's start off by writing down. Blue seems fine. What is conduction? I'm taking a reference from Sir M.A. Chaudhary Saab's notes, and I've already told them they're available online on gceguides.com. You can take them from there. So, conduction, I will make sure that you get these notes as well, so you don't have to write them down. I might give an assignment for this, but you don't really have to write them down. Anyways, conduction is the transfer. Conduction is the transfer of heat mainly through solids. Conduction is the transfer of heat mainly through solids, as I talked about, that since solids have molecules tightly packed together, so conduction is mainly seen in solids. When heat is supplied, when heat is supplied to one end of a solid, when heat is applied to one end of a solid, then its molecules gain heat energy. Gain heat energy and they start to vibrate and vibrate vigorously. Vigorously means with a lot of energy, with a lot of kinetic energy. So imagine these are molecules tightly packed. Okay, I forgot that I can write here. So these are molecules which are tightly packed. One starts to vibrate, the other takes the energy, and so on and so forth. The energy carries on. Uh, Moving on with the definition, the kinetic energy, I'm writing Ke for that. The kinetic energy of vibrating molecules The kinetic energy of vibrating molecules is passed on to the neighboring molecules, is passed on to the neighboring molecules, and so on. In this way, heat is transferred throughout. In this way, heat is transferred throughout. Wait, those are incorrect spellings, right? Yes, I missed it. I missed an H here. In this way, heat is carried throughout the solid by vibration. By vibration of molecules from one end to the other. Of molecules from one end to the other. Alright, so this was a relatively long definition, but it's very simple. In conduction, since molecules are tightly packed, one molecule vibrates, it gives on its energy to the other molecule, and so on and so forth. All the molecules gain kinetic energy, and so energy is transferred. This phenomena is observed very closely in your cooking utensils. For example, अगर आप कोई पानी उबाल रहे हैं, कोई आपने कोई डिश रखी हुई है, और लेट्स से कोई पैन रखा हुआ है, उसके ऊपर सिंस वहाँ पे आग लगी हुई है उस पैन में, एंड व्हेन यू ट्राई टू लिफ्ट इट अप, तो जो हैंडल है वो मेटल का नहीं बनाया होता, वो हैंडल नॉर्मली वुड का या किसी और प्लास्टिक मटेरियल का बनाया होता है. क्यों? क्योंकि प्लास्टिक इज रिलेटिवली एन इंसुलेटर कंपेयर टू मेटल. मेटल का अगर वो लीवर होता तो वो बहुत ज़्यादा गर्म होता, क्योंकि मेटल इज़ अ सॉलिड जिसमें सारे पार्टिकल्स टाइटली पैक टुगेदर हैं, तो हीट जो है वो बड़ी तेज़ी से ट्रांसफ़र होती. पर वो प्लास्टिक और वुड का इसलिए बनाया जाता है ताकि हीट कंडक्शन से उतनी ज़्यादा ट्रांसफ़र ना हो. तो कंडक्शन जो फिनोमेना है, अगेन कंडक्शन एक फिनोमेना है जो हम सॉलिड्स के अंदर देखते हैं. और कंडक्शन में हीट किस तरह ट्रैवल करती है कि एक पार्टिकल वाइब्रेट करता है, उससे उसकी वाइब्रेशन से सारे अगले पार्टिकल्स भी वाइब्रेट करते रहते हैं. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट वी हैव कन्वेक्शन. Okay, these lectures are supposed to be short, and they should not exceed 10 minutes, but if I write all these definitions, they will take more than 10 minutes. So I would want you guys to write these definitions with me, because that would help you to remember all this. So convection के अंदर क्या होता है? Okay, convection is mostly in liquids and gases. How heat is transferred, let me talk about that. Convection, for example, you have a beaker, and there's a Bunsen burner under this beaker, और यहाँ पे कोई पानी वगैरह गर्म हो रहा है. तो let's say all the molecules near the base of that beaker will gain energy. और जैसे ही उनके पास एनर्जी आएगी, क्या होगा कि ये वाले सारे मॉलिक्यूल्स, लेट्स से ये सारे जो नीचे वाले मॉलिक्यूल्स हैं, दे विल गेन एनर्जी एंड दे विल स्टार्ट टू वाइब्रेट विगरसली. ऑब्वियसली दे गेन हीट एनर्जी, एंड देन दे हैव अ लॉट ऑफ काइनेटिक एनर्जी, और वो इधर उधर वाइब्रेट करेंगे. जब वो ज़्यादा वाइब्रेट करेंगे तो क्या होगा? तो होगा ये कि ये वाला पोर्शन लेस डेंस हो जाएगा. डेंसिटी वी टॉक्ड अबाउट इज मास पर यूनिट वॉल्यूम. यहाँ पे कम पार्टिकल्स होंगे, एंड वी से लेस डेंस पार्टिकल्स दे ऑलवेज टेंड टू राइज. तो जब ये पार्टिकल्स लेस डेंस होंगे तो इनका दिल करेगा ये ऊपर की तरफ चले जाएं, और जो ऊपर वाले पार्टिकल्स जो कूलर हैं, जो यहाँ वाले पार्टिकल्स हैं जो अभी रिलेटिवली ठंडे हैं, वो अब डेंसर हो गए हैं. इसकी वजह से वो नीचे की तरफ आ जाएंगे. तो जब ये नीचे वाले पार्टिकल्स ऊपर जाएंगे, ऊपर वाले पार्टिकल्स नीचे आएंगे, फिर जब वो ऊपर वाले पार्टिकल्स नीचे आएंगे, अगेन उनको बंसन बर्नर की आग लगेगी और वो लेस डेंस हो जाएंगे, जिसकी वजह से एक सर्कल क्रिएट हो जाएगा, एक सर्कल क्रिएट हो जाएगा. दिस इज कॉल्ड कन्वेक्शनल करंट्स. ऑलराइट, ये कन्वेक्शनल करंट्स होते हैं, और इस तरह हीट ट्रांसफ़र होती है मोस्टली लिक्विड्स और गैसेस के अंदर. तो द मेन फिनोमेना बिहाइंड ऑल दिस आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू. तो अब मैं पॉज करके जल्दी से डेफिनेशन लिख रहा हूँ, सो दैट वी डोंट वेस्ट लॉट टाइम हेयर. सो सी यू आफ्टर आई हैव रिटन ऑल द डेफिनेशन. ओके. Expands and becomes less dense. The less dense liquid rises upwards, and the more dense liquid at the top sinks towards the bottom. Therefore, a cyclic process of liquid movement takes place due to density difference, and heat is transferred throughout the liquid. But this is the specific reason why it is advisable to install air conditioning units at the top, because that will create convectional currents. और अगर ऊपर वाली हवा ठंडी होगी, ऊपर वाली हवा ठंडी होकर सिंक करेगी, और नीचे वाली जो वार्मर एयर होगी वो फिर राइज करेगी, और इसकी वजह से कमरा ठंडा जल्दी होगा. अगर आप नीचे एसी लगाओगे तो उसके सामने खड़े होगे तो आपको काफ़ी जल्दी ठंडी हवा मिल जाएगी. लेकिन अगर यू वांट द एंटायर रूम टू बी कूलर फास्टर, देन इट्स एडवाइजेबल टू इंस्टॉल द एयर कंडीशनिंग unit at the top. Okay, so we've already exceeded our time limit, but let's talk about radiation. Radiation is the last way of heat transfer, and this is the most important way. इसके बहुत ज़्यादा questions आते हैं. Radiation is the way that heat from the sun is being transferred to earth. Radiation is the only method of heat transfer which does not require a medium. कोई सॉलिड, लिक्विड, गैसेस, ये वैक्यूम के अंदर भी रेडिएशन चले जाती हैं, क्योंकि इसमें हीट किसके थ्रू ट्रांसफर हो रही है? रेडिएशन के थ्रू. आई विल क्विकली राइट डाउन द डेफिनेशन, विल टॉक अबाउट इट, देन विल एंड द लेक्चर हियर. ओके, बी राइट बैक. Last definition, last method of thermal heat transfer, radiation. Again, as I talked about, let's just quickly go through the definition. Radiation is the transfer of heat mainly through vacuum. Vacuum means a place where there is no medium present, no solids, no liquid, no gases. No medium is required, unlike conduction and convection, which require a medium. Again, radiation requires no medium. Heat is transferred in the form of electromagnetic radiations, mainly infrared rays. Students, in the topic of electromagnetic spectrum, we'll talk about the electromagnetic radiations. Sun is emitting a lot of radiations. Sun is emitting a lot of radiations, and there's ultraviolet, there's light, there's infrared. We'll talk about all these radiations when we talk about that chapter. And again, heat from sun reaches us through radiation. So this is your first lecture on the topic thermal heat transfer. There's a lot left, but go through these topics, and your assignment for the moment is that you have to make your own notes the way we used to make them in class, when I used to write all this on the board and used to copy them on your copies. So this is your assignment. I'll upload it on your Google Classroom. Thank you so much. We're nearing 14 to 15 minutes, so thank you for your patience. I'll try to make the videos precise, shorter next time. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.